But first, is it time to admit that Brexit was just a big mistake? Anne in Hertfordshire. Who's right on this, Anne?
Yes, good morning. I think the government are to blame. Now it's all going wrong, they're blaming Brexit.
So this debate on whether or not Brexit was a big mistake took place earlier this year when the Tories were still in power. It features Gemma Forte and Reform leader at the time, Richard Tice.
They couldn't run a primary school if they were in charge of it. They've got to run our country better. When things go wrong, like the NHS, with the boats, with everything in this country that's going wrong, with the high energy prices, they're doing nothing about it. Oh, let's blame Brexit. It's all that.
So what you think that Brexit could have worked, should have worked, but the government...
We should have tried it.
Anne?
Who said it fell apart in my hands?
We should have given it a go.
Yeah.
But Anne, if you hamper trade and you put on tariffs on trade, then the consumer gets higher food prices. So Bloomberg said 80% of inflation, so our higher food prices, is down to Brexit.
Rubbish.
Of course, Tice says that it's rubbish, but wait to hear what he attributes the cost of living to. Net zero.
Well, to the people of this country.
Richard, if Brexit was so good, why is Anne still struggling like this? Why is so many people struggling?
Yes, come on, Richard. Why are people struggling?
Because it's nothing to do with Brexit, because the government's wasting huge amounts of taxpayers' cash on ridiculous things like net zero, raising taxes, raising wasteful spending, unnecessary regulations. Why is America doing so well? It's outside the European Union. It's got lower taxes.
It's in America's miles away
and it's
from
growing,
our nearest
Gemma,
trading
it's growing
bloc.
at 3% a year when countries in the Eurozone, like Germany, is in recession, deep recession. So, you know, the Eurozone is not some nirvana that you think it is. It's not. It's stagnating. It's going nowhere. Why do you want to rejoin something that's doing worse than we are?
I think we should rejoin the single market and instantly our economy would get a massive growth boost. Everybody knows that. And also the whole idea...
Why is Germany in recession, Gemma?
Because
Why is it in
they
recession?
had an over-reliance on Russian gas and they made some huge strategic errors with their manufacturing and specifically with their
energy.
And
exactly.
actually,
it's nothing to do with Brexit, it's expensive energy.
If you only measure a country's success by things like GDP, actually their quality of living is better than us per person. They've got way less food banks. Their rent is down. Yes, it's much less than ours.
Those are nothing to do with Brexit. Those are...
So what is the point Tice is making here? Germany's in recession, but it's to do with Russian gas, which is nothing to do with being in the EU, as he dismisses the fact that Germans have a better standard of living. None of it really makes a case for leaving the EU.
Completely different.
Right, so that's what I'm saying is looking at Germany is irrelevant. The only thing you can look at... No.
Click here for some more Tice versus Forte on Is Brexit Just a Big Mistake?